Hey camp followers, so we're back. Coping with COVID returns. It is a little bit of a shocker. I think all of the pet industry, vet industry, every industry is going to have a little bit of a tough time over the next 4 weeks and possibly beyond. So what we've decided to do is to try and help you guys out. So we're going to go back to what we did in March, April this year and hashtag coping with COVID. Every day you're going to have a little video clip of something that you can do with your dog with the intention of improving your arthritis management, improving your dog's pain state, and also, fingers crossed, trying to keep some of those pennies in your pocket. Because at the end of the day, managing arthritis is hard work. It's long term. It's emotionally, physically, and financially very debilitating for all that are involved. So we're going to start off today with an absolute game changer. I'm going to get the lovely Luna to come and give me a hand. Lulu, come, quick, come on. She's going to be a bit shy. So, come here, come on. So today we're going to do a body condition scoring. I'm sure that you guys have heard all about it. You might see it on Holly's Army, you might have seen it on some of the posts on Facebook. But it is a game changer. And why is it a game changer? Because it ticks every single thing on your list of wants. It's going to lead to your dog having a longer, healthier, more comfortable life. And it's going to save you money. So it's an absolute no-brainer. It's available to everybody. It doesn't cost you anything to start implementing it. But how do you monitor the weight of your dog, and how do you know whether your dog is the right weight or not? So there is a real tendency to look at breed direction, breed guidance, and they all suggest a Labrador should weigh anywhere between 30 and 40 kilos. I don't know, I haven't looked that up, but that's just a rough idea for a big lab. However, that's not actually very accurate, okay, because that Labrador might actually be quite a small build Labrador, and that kilo guidance is really, really way out. So body condition scoring is really, really useful because it is very, very bespoke to your dog. So let me teach you how you can do it, because it's very, very easy. So you need to be looking at your dog, and you need to kind of look at your dog's framework and body shape. So come here, Lulu. She's not the best demo dog because she gets very, very nervy. You'll see her doing lots of lip smacking as if she's the most cruelly cheated dog ever. Let's come back a little bit further. Come here. She's not, as you can imagine, she's really not. So this is a lovely Lulu. Lulu is a good weight. She's actually put on a little bit of weight recently, but that's because she was a bit of a skinny minx before. So I hope that you can see. I'm going to come back even a bit further. Come back. Now, with her standing square and not trying to stand on top of me, Princess, I would like to see when she gets her back nice and flat and we get this curly coat sorted out. There is this. Can you see my finger? Okay. So we have a chest. And it goes up into an abdomen. So the finger actually counts, okay? So finger under the chest and follow it up, and you should have a nice small abdomen, big chest. Small abdomen, big chest. All breeds. If you have a chest going straight across the abdomen, that's a log. That isn't a waistline, okay? No, you're fine. So that's one way to look at it. Next is from above. And unfortunately, Luna's not going to be so helpful with this one. But what you should see, Luna, come this way around. Oi, nose. Around about here. So here's your rib cage. Stops about here, okay? And then I go along, and then there's my pelvis. In this zone here, there should be a waistline. So when you look from above, you should see wide comes in and starts to go wide around the hind limbs again. So we call it an hourglass figure. So from above, an hourglass figure, and from the abdomen, you should see that lovely, lovely raising line. Chest into abdomen. Do you see that? So you part their fur and you follow it up. Now, the other place is here. right behind. So here's the elbow. I don't know if you can just see. Come back. Reverse, reverse. Elbow is here. Let me let her stand on my leg. Elbow. So what I do is I go up from the elbow and around about here I feel. And they should easily have the palpation of ribs. So you should easily be able to hit bone. And whatever you feel in between skin and bone, I'm afraid that's going to be adipose tissue, that's going to be fat. So this is a brilliant zone. So you can have the whole pinch and inch plan here. And Dr. Chris Zink, I have to give respect to her, she did a brilliant display of pinching in this area, what you feel between your fingers. You can feel adipose tissue there. So I like baking the cake idea. I find that it's slightly easier. Lulu, stay for me. Pretending baking a cake, you know you touch the sponge cake as it comes out the oven. Come back here for me. Just one more minute. Just one more minute. As you bake it, put no more minutes. She's gone shy. As you have the cake come out of the oven and you touch the sponge cake at the top and you very lightly press, you have that same degree of pressure that you're placing on that area. And if you find you can feel quite a lot of sponge, that is fat. So you shouldn't have very much there. You should feel the ribs clearly as if you're just running your fingers across your knuckles. So the problem is, at the moment, we have so many overweight dogs. We have no good standard to compare to. That sounds awful, doesn't it? But when people come into the vets and they say, well, actually, he's not as fat as the other dogs in the park. Well, I'm afraid a lot of those dogs in the park are also overweight. So we would much prefer you to learn to do body condition scoring. So let's just recap again. From the side, your dog should have chest going up into abdomen. Yeah? And you feel it. Push the fur out of the way and it should go up. You should have waistline, chest, waistline, chest. From above, you should have an hourglass figure. So just behind the rib cage, you should come in there, okay? And then you go out again around the pelvis. And then you're going to palpate. Go elbow up to the rib cage and you're going to feel in that region there. And like baking a cake, light pressure, what do you feel? If you're feeling a lot of sponge, I'm afraid that's likely to be adipose tissue, fat. And that is a sign that your dog has got a higher body condition score. Body condition scoring you can do out of 5 or out of 9. What you're trying to aim for is about 4.5 out of 9. So 4.5 to 5 out of 9. And if you're doing it out of 5, you want it to be about 2.5, 3 out of 5. Now there are some brilliant references and I'm going to leave them below for you to go and have a look online at the WSAVA, and there's another one from Hills where you can actually look at the shapes that they give you and you can use that as guidance with your own dog. Why is this important? We know that carrying too much weight is going to affect their lifespan, it's going to affect their lifespan, it's going to affect their overall health, so it's going to have other associated problems. We know it has a big influence on pain state, and that's what we're all trying to do, is reduce pain state. And we know that it costs more money. So there was a study and they found that owners of overweight dogs spent something like 17 to 50, I think it's 3% more on that dog over their lifetime because they were feeding more, and also the subsequent consequences of being overweight cost them more. So that's your first COVID tip about trying to keep your costs low. See you tomorrow.